Sit in your assigned seat, Steve.
Good morning, family, friends, and honored guests. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the Martha Lane Collins High School class of 2018. At this time, I would like to provide you with a few reminders. Please first note the location of the nearest fire exit, illuminated by the word exit in red. In the event of an emergency, we will direct you to access the nearest emergency exit and leave the building in an orderly fashion. In order to preserve the dignity of this occasion, we also ask that you silence all cell phones and restrict your movement while students are speaking and performing during the ceremony. We thank you for your cooperation, and we will begin momentarily. For all of our individuals in the upper mezzanine, if you are not a staff member in a position to help usher folks through today, we would ask you to find a seat in the upper mezzanine. We want to make sure we're compliant with fire code, and so please, if you're standing in the upper mezzanine and you are not a staff member, we would ask you to find a seat in the bleachers at this time. Good morning. I was taught at a young age that when men and women worthy of recognition enter a room, we rise to honor them. I would ask that you rise and join me in honoring a group of young men and women who indeed are worthy of our recognition. Please stand as Associate Principal Donna Jones-Hocker, along with Assistant Principals Yasmin Fleming, Nate Jepson, and Chris Young, lead the members of the graduating class of 2018 into the building for one final time as students of Martha Lane Collins High School. Good morning. On behalf of the Shelby County Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. James Nyhoff, the faculty and staff of Martha Lane Collins High School, and these outstanding young men and women before us, we welcome you as distinguished guests to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2018. On Monday, we will celebrate Memorial Day across our great nation. It is right and just that we remember those brave men and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice defending our right to live in this great country. At this time, I invite our graduates to rise as we remain standing and turn our attention to our nation's colors, presented by cadets from the Martha Lane Collins High School Army JROTC, and remember those brave souls during the national anthem performed by the Martha Lane Collins High School Chorus. Following the anthem, our choir will also sing our state song, My Old Kentucky Home. We ask that you remain standing until the colors have been posted and the cadets have left the floor.
Thank you for remaining standing. You may now be seated. We continue by welcoming our esteemed guests on stage. To my right, we have Superintendent of Schools, Dr. James Nyhoff, School Board Chairperson, Ms. Brenda Jackson, School Board Vice Chairperson, Mr. Alan Phillips, Board Member, Mr. Andrew Klein, Board Member, Mrs. Joanna Friels, and Board Member, Mr. Will Barnett. We would also like to recognize our Student Board Representative, Ms. Rachel Everidge, seated with the senior class. To my left are sitting Principal Dr. Joseph Ellison III, Associate Principal Mrs. Donna Jones Hawker, Assistant Principal Mr. Nate Jepson, Assistant Principal Ms. Yasmin Fleming, Assistant Principal Mr. Chris Young, Principal of the Shelby County Area Technology Center Mr. Steve Coleman, and Principal of the Big Picture Learning Academy Mr. Philip Conder. Seated with the Martha Lane Collins High School staff behind our graduates are Assistant Superintendent of Facilities, Mr. Kerry Whitehouse, Chief Academic Officer, Mrs. Susan Dougal, Chief Operations Officer, Ms. Lisa Smith, Director of Curriculum Personalization, Mrs. Rebecca Martin, Director of Personnel Acquisition and Development, Mr. John Leeper, Director of Special Education, Mrs. Michelle Oakley, and Director of Student Services, Mr. Mike Clark.
We would like to continue our recognitions this morning by introducing the remaining members of the Martha Lane Collins High School administrative team. This group of dedicated individuals helps me in providing guidance and leadership to our school, along with the assistant principals who were introduced earlier. Today, they are scattered about our campus, not just here inside the gym, but all over campus, ensuring a wonderful and successful ceremony. Administrative team members, if you're present in the gym, please stand as I call your names. Building Assessment Coordinator, Mrs. Suzanne Cates. Counselor, Ms. Rosie Galindo. Counselor, Mrs. Melissa Midkiff. Counselor, Mrs. Melissa Settles. College and Career Readiness Counselor, Ms. Maggie Gorman. Family Resource Youth Service Center Coordinator, Mrs. Lisa Stivers. Instructional Coach, Mrs. Nikki Canterbury. Instructional Coach, Mrs. Tracy Hulsman. Can we give all of the platform and introduced guests a round of applause? Thank you. Additionally, we would like to recognize a very special group of educators. The teachers here at Martha Lane Collins High School spend countless hours planning and implementing instruction, learning new strategies and skills in professional learning sessions, and most importantly, caring about our students. These individuals do what they do because they care about kids, and we are grateful for all they have done this school year. Would the faculty and staff of Martha Lane Collins High School please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you. The senior class of 2018 would like to thank the teachers of Martha Lane Collins High School for ensuring their growth both socially and intellectually over the past 5 years. Given the many teachers who have worked tirelessly to prepare them for life after high school, selecting one recipient of the Silver Sword Award was challenging. As a result, the class of 2018 had a tie in their voting. The teachers chosen to receive the award this year have had an extraordinary impact on the lives and hearts of the class of 2018. The Silver Sword Award is a great honor because it is a student-selected award. The faculty members who receive this award are given a commemorative plaque and enter the company of past Silver Sword Award recipients. Please help me honor the 2018 Silver Sword Award winners, Ms. Courtney Miller and Mrs. Kristen Howe. These individuals will also be present in the center aisle as graduates return from receiving their diplomas to congratulate them as well. At this time, we begin a new tradition of giving a charge to the graduating class. The individual selected to give the class of 2018 their charge is very close to this class. She served as a welcoming face as a math teacher during their 8th grade year and has had the pleasure of serving as one of their assistant principals for the last 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Ms. Yasmin Fleming to give the class of 2018 their senior charge.
So first off, let me start by saying I have one goal, and that's to not ugly cry on this stage. There are entirely too many photograph and videography opportunities for me to be standing up here looking like a character from Young and the Restless. So I'm gonna hold it together, I pray. But really, y'all, the internet is the devil. I will be 2018's most famous meme if I cry up here, so y'all just bear with me, okay? But seriously, this is literally one of those moments where I have to laugh to keep from crying. For about a year now, I've been trying to figure out what I would say to you if I was given the opportunity to speak at graduation. And then I wrote a book, and a couple of weeks ago it was confirmed that I could speak. And then I thought, well, crap, now I don't have anything else to say. But there's always a ram in the bush. So today, I'm going to answer one of those questions that every high school senior has, or high school student has, asked at some point. Every high school student, I am confident, has asked this question in their career. When am I ever going to use this? I don't know how many times I've heard it. If you've ever had me as your math teacher, or if you took the bribes to hang out in my classroom that year where I had the ping pong tables and the puzzles, you know I didn't shy away from this question. I might not have given you the answer that you wanted, and likely you were more annoyed after our conversation than before, but I don't have a problem tackling this question head on. Depending on the day, the answer could be different. And if you had me in 8th grade and 9th grade, it's likely that the responses were different. In 8th grade, I probably said something like, "It's all about thinking, we're trying to grow your brain." And then in 9th grade, I probably said something like, "Never, you're never gonna use it, go sit down." If we were studying the Pythagorean theorem, my response to most of you would have been never. But it's all about developing strength and strengthening the problem-solving process. If we were studying geometric proofs, my response to all of you would have been never. But it's not about geometric proofs, it's about critical thinking and transferring soft skills. You know, figuring out how to work through this problem over here so that you can take what you've learned and apply it to new but likely different situation over here. But today I want to give you the answer to this question that applies no matter the content, no matter the grade level, and no matter the season of your life. For every process, trial, tough time, you need to learn how to use and do this to help someone else get through this. If you ever thought it was about you, I'm sorry. Have your moment today. Let today be about you, because tomorrow it won't be. If I've ever been one of those people who contributed to your self-serving identity, I'm sorry. It's just not about you. It never was. The world just didn't think you could handle the truth, so they pacified you. Again, it's not about you, and that's okay. I know it's tough. It can be extremely disheartening to know that you are going to go through some things and be processed in such a way that leaves scars on you so someone else doesn't have to go through that pain. If you are a first generation anything, you have a special place in my heart and my prayers, because only those who have blazed a trail before you understand what you are going to go through. It is lonely. You will spend a lot of time feeling inadequate, like your progress doesn't match your performance. But today, I challenge you to not only willfully go through it, but grow through it. When I think about the paths that you will likely take, I think about the movie Beauty and the Beast. When Belle's dad is on his way to the invention fair and he's got his cart and his horse and it's getting a little dark, he gets to a fork in the road. And in one direction, it's sunny. Birds are chirping, all is well. And the horse immediately tries to go in that direction. But the dad, I think he may have had a map or something. He is confident that the shortcut to where he's trying to go is to go this way. But if you look down that path, it's foggy, it's dark, it's gloomy, it's just downright scary. He can see from the get-go, this might not be a good idea, or this is gonna be a little tougher than this other path. He and the horse have a little tug of war back and forth for a minute. The horse is like, nah, we're not doing that. I'm not going down there. But the difference between fairy tale and real life is often both paths look like a 78-degree spring day. And you're just taking a gamble. You're like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm gonna flip a coin, heads, tails. Okay, good, I'm going this way. But the thing that people don't tell you, here's my contribution or lessons from my road less traveled. The storms of life will come and find you no matter which path you choose. It will be sunny on one stretch and 5 feet later a hurricane. Those dirt roads and perfectly planted flowers become fields of mud and unrecognizable debris. You will find yourself wading through sleepless nights and broken hearts, burnt bridges, forgotten friendships, the hard-fought tears, and suppressed screams. And then you will get to the end, feeling lifeless, and you can look down at yourself and say, look who it made me become. Now, the first thing you will probably want to do is clean yourself up and get back on with life. But I want you to consider another next step. Go back down the same path, still covered in dirt, bruised, scarred, but with a smile, and meet someone else at the fork. You will walk that path again, but this time not alone, and also not in the dark, for you will be the light they need to guide them through. It will be a little easier for you in some respects. You may be able to walk along the shoulder and not through all the mud. You will have learned how to shield yourself from the flying debris as to minimize the damage the second time. But more importantly, when you get to the end, you will have realized that everything you had to go through was worth it just so someone else wouldn't have to. Yes, they will be scarred and beat up by life's trials, but because of you, they wouldn't have quit. The dirt and scars are necessary because they too now have to go back and get someone else. Resist the urge to carry the mentality of some people who say, I had to learn the hard way, so why shouldn't they? Why? Why would I put you through something that you don't have to go through? Why would I sit back and watch you struggle and feel alone when I know that that was the moment that almost broke me? Yes, there are lessons to be had and trials to overcome, and this is not my attempt to make you think that you can scurry around and never have to go through anything. But if you can help someone else get through when they would give up, why not? So don't be so quick to clean yourself up like you got to the other side unscathed. It is one of the greatest lies that we live daily in making people think that we got where we are today without trouble. It is deceptive. Show your scars, let the dirt remnants remain, because it's not about you. So in true Fleming fashion, I want to end with one of my pieces, just to remind you that you too can do this. Inadequacy is a spirit, something from the devil. It implies that your best is never good enough and that your skin is never tough enough. It makes you feel like no matter how successful the parts of your life, that the whole is still subpar, and that no matter how fast you run, that the finish line is still so far. I don't know this thing called failure. I've never experienced it firsthand, yet I watch judgmental eyes compare me to the next man, questioning whether I was right to be the head of my class. I just want to finish with my best as my partner and know that the cheers are for me and genuine as I make my departure. But I've been wrong all along. See, my failure lies in my yearning for men to be the validation stamp on my life. They come, they go, they take comfort in my strife. And I'm left with memoirs, motivation, but most importantly, alone. Left to remember the pseudo-strength I thought I had and the now exploited weakness I call my home. But I smile still, because my joy wasn't rooted in man nor their thoughts of me. My joy has manifested into this wonderful life from a faith I cannot see. My smile is that of a daddy's girl born and raised to a single mother and a generational curse broken. I'm everything my family is not, and they hate me for it nonetheless. I smile because God has blessed me to see the beauty of my mess. So as I complete this cycle of inadequacy and vow not to repeat again, I'm reminded that my adequacy was established, verified, and prepared for a time such as this. And how can I ever think so low of myself when everything about me is his? So I want to leave you with this. Be encouraged, be fearless, and be the change. I love you deeply. You have forever changed my life and altered it for the better. The person who I was going to be before I walked in this building 5 years ago, I'm a completely different person because of you. Thank you, and I love you.
We will begin our series of student speeches this morning with opening remarks from the senior class president, Ms. Elena Coleman.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a monumental day to celebrate our accomplishments over these past 5 years. I want to start off by thanking everyone who has gotten us this far. Parents, grandparents, our brothers, sisters, our teachers and admin, coaches, and all of the amazing friends we've made. Without you all, we would not be here today. You have watched us stay up for grueling hours doing homework, watched us get that B to an A, or even D to a C. You have been to all of our games and performances and much too long award ceremonies. You have hopefully had just as much fun as we have through the years. We all thank you so much and appreciate all that you have done for us. I want to commend each and every one of you sitting in these seats. You have accomplished something so amazing, and all of us will move on to accomplish even more and continue to impress everyone. After all, we are quite impressive. Traveling far and wide, we will go to college. We will start our first career, serve our country, but always remember the place that made us who we are, Martha Lane Collins High School. We will remember the people that got us there, the lifelong friends we've made, camping at the school, sitting in Ms. Purdham's office, perusing the hallways and talking to the principals roaming around, waiting for Ms. Duncan to ring us in at 8:29 so we would make it to class on time, and much more. It's hard to believe that only 5 years ago we started this journey and it is now ending. Time really does fly when you're having fun. This quote from Maya Angelou has inspired me, so I'd like to share it. She says, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So I hope that we have made a lasting impact on all of the people around us and have made them feel a certain way." On behalf of Governor Martha Lane Collins, who is absent from today's class of 2018 graduation, I would like to read her words to you. Right now, I am attending the graduation of my granddaughter, and she will be giving her speech in just a few minutes. I'm so proud of all of you. Congratulations and best wishes for the best of everything in your future endeavors. Thank you. Go Titans!
We will now begin special recognitions in the class of 2018. I am pleased to recognize members of our ACT 30+ Club. Collectively, the class of 2018 will leave here with the highest college and career readiness score in the history of Martha Lane Collins High School. These students have done so by setting ambitious goals, taking rigorous courses, and applying themselves in their coursework to achieve their aspirations. The following students have entered the prestigious 30+ Club for receiving a score of 30 or better on the ACT. We ask that you would please hold your applause until all students have been recognized. These students are Jason Anderson, Jared Botzel, Max Beard, Julia Belcher, Nicole Belcher, Sean Bonnert, Caroline Burkhart, Evan Casper, Hannah Cleary, Sierra Dissinger, Peter Dominguez, Grant Early, Rachel Everidge, Jacob Feltner, Elena Fielding, Alexandria French, Meredith Gaither, Anthony Harris, Keyshawn Hinton, Jacqueline Hood, Lauren Mackey, Brendan Meharry, Matthew Munsterman, Sarah Nerdig, Paige Oldham, Trevor Pitts, Charles Schaefer, Jackson Stewart, Anna Thompson, Kyle Thompson, and Jake Wofford. Thank you. You may be seated.
Our next group of seniors we wish to commend are graduating with the Latin title cum laude. These students will receive medals as their names are called, have earned a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.5. Please hold your applause until all students have been recognized. These students are Shelby M. Arnold, Max Beard, Lauren Brown, Zachary Budd, Natalie Cha Olguin, Macy Colbank, Elena Coleman, Brant Deckard, Jordan Eden, Sandra Fernandez, Keely Fisher, Alexandria French, Jacqueline Goodlett, Landon Hammond, Haley Hayden, Devin Henderson, Jake Higgett, Jordan Hunter. Hey. Woo. J.R. Lucas. Lauren Mackey. Maria Mata. Daniel Mendez Hernandez. Leslie Monterroso Linardis. Maggie Morrow. Logan Knoll. Paige Oldham. Bethany Perkins. Giselle Ramales. Clayton Ryan. Shannon Robinson. Lucas Sanchez. Rebecca Stafford. Seth Staples. Matthew Stoltz. Kyra Tate. Anna Thompson. Eugene Vowles. Alexis Wade. Katharina Workentine. Kurt Whalen. Victoria White. And Alexis Williams. Thank you. Please be seated.
Next, we will honor those individuals who have earned the title of Magna Cum Laude, indicating a grade point average of at least 3.8 with a minimum of 2 college-level advanced placement courses or dual credit courses along with a composite ACT of 24 or higher. Please hold your applause until all students have been recognized. These students are Mr. Peter Dominguez, Nicholas Eads, Juliana Eldridge, Sadie Gardner, Morgan Grantham, Jacob Griffin, Alexis Hickson, Mary Levis, Sarah McDowell, Connor Mitchell, Cynthia Moreno, Olivia Oles, Kyle Perdue, Dolly Porter, Elizabeth Quinn, Miranda Ryan. Brittany Roberts. Jackson Stewart. Savannah Strope. Kyle Thompson. And Zachary Wheeler. Thank you, and please be seated.
The highest academic honor a student can achieve at Collins requires that the student obtain a GPA of 4.1 or higher while taking at least 4 college courses and earning an ACT score of 26 or higher. These students have earned the title of Summa Cum Laude. Please hold your applause until all students have been recognized. These students are Jason Anderson, Jared Botzel, Kelly Baralt, Julia Belcher, Nicole Belcher, Caroline Burkhart, Evan Casper, Hannah Cleary, Lindsay Kriege, Jordan Denhard Hunter, Sierra Dissinger, Grant Early, Rachel Everidge, Jacob Feltner, Elena Fielding, Meredith Gaither, Jocelyn Hood, Brendan Mahari, Matthew Munsterman, Stuart Murphy, Sarah Nerdick, Trevor Pitts, Cassandra Reynolds, Bianca Saucedo, Charles Schaefer, Robert Sproul, Allison Voigt, and Jake Wofford. Thank you, and please be seated.
Every year, high schools across the country recognize the top students in the class with the opportunity to speak at their graduation. We continue in that same tradition today. Our next student speech will be given by the Martha Lane Collins High School salutatorian of the class of 2018. This young lady represents the dedication, persistence, and excellence that runs throughout this graduating class. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Caroline Burkhardt to the podium.
Some of you sit here today eagerly waiting to walk across the stage and move to the next chapter in your life. Others sit here never wanting high school to end, unsure of their next steps, unsure of their futures. And some of you are in the middle of all that. Wherever you are on the spectrum of emotions, I ask that you take in this moment, your last hurrah with the people who have celebrated, cried, and laughed with you for the past years, whether that be only through high school or all through elementary. In addition to our spectrum of emotions, each of us sitting here today have a spectrum of future plans for ourselves the moment we walk out of this gym. Some of us will pursue a college or technical degree, whether that be down the road or across the country. Others plan to step right into work, and yet even others leave here to be in service to our country, wherever that may take them. And while that may make us seem like a hodgepodge of kids, I believe it pays tribute to the process we have all been a part of, knowingly or not, for the past 5 years, a process towards finding each of our passions. Discovering one's passion is often related to discovering one's purpose. For passion is what wakes one up in the morning and what pushes one the extra mile. For passion naturally breeds success. But the amazing thing about passion is that there's no set guidelines, no benchmarks or tests, no requirements. For passion is unique to that individual. For passion, and inadvertently success can be found in a classroom, a laboratory, a field, and a kitchen. Through our vast amount of avenues here, we have all had the opportunity to dismiss, investigate, and grow interests these past years in order to find what we are passionate about, or at least check off the things we definitely are not. Class of 2018, we have become an assembly of passions, each as amazing as the next. And while our passions are as diverse as the colors of the rainbow, they come together to create just that, a rainbow, a community, each with an important role that should be celebrated like every other. The array of our future plans is just a drop on our spectrum. We have no shortage of passions here, but rather a surplus of talents and vigor. We each have something of our own that sparks our fire and makes us feel whole. So take pride in what fills you with joy and pour your whole self into it. Celebrate and respect others' passions. Encourage and help others grow. As a class, we have created a pretty bright rainbow, full of many different colors, leading to many different places, but all starting from the same point. And that is something very special. My hope for each of you is that you continue to create rainbows wherever you go, with whatever you pursue in life. As we each branch out and begin to build our own paths in life, I encourage you to continue to build your passion and in turn build community. But to never forget the Martha Lane Collins Class of 2018 rainbow that is sitting all around you in this very moment. Thank you.
The title valedictorian is a coveted designation awarded to the student with the highest academic rank in the graduating class. Earning this title at Martha Lane Collins High School requires a consistent demonstration of intellectual talent, unparalleled commitment to academic success, and a competitive greatness. Today's final student speech will be from Martha Lane Collins High School's class of 2018 valedictorian, Mr. Matthew Munsterman.
That's not going to move. Hello, graduates, family, friends, and faculty. I, for one, would like to congratulate each and every one of you out there for being one of several billion other people who have also graduated from high school. Okay. Okay, here we go. Maybe that's better. I know, it's a lot. Our special moment may not seem quite as special. But this day of commencement is not so much about what we have done here, like those other billions of people, but where we can go from here. Out there in these gaudy gowns, we have diesel mechanics, doctors, engineers, National Guard members, journalists, and so much more. Most importantly, out there we have 275 unique individuals. Most of them, I'm sure, are just waiting for their opportunity to get out of those cramped chairs. High school, it isn't what defines us, or even says who we are going to become. Otherwise, we would all be the same. Instead, high school is full of people who are willing to help us stand tall and be ready for what awaits us outside those doors. Now, I am very honored to be declared the valedictorian for the Martha Lane Collins High School class of 2018. But in the grand scheme of things, this sash and that trophy don't separate me from the rest of the class. We all have the same potential to do great things. We just have to take that potential and put it into action. So what? I get to be the winner of a race that not everyone knew they were competing in. The real race starts tomorrow. 4 years ago, when we were sitting here for 8th grade graduation, we were completely different people. And we had completely different goals and lives and relationships back then. Up until today, we have stuck with those decisions that we have made. Those same decisions that were tracked in order to give out this very title. The good news is that whenever we move our tassels over to the left, most of those decisions can be left behind. The outside world will only know us by the fact that we have graduated, but I am certain that we can be known by more prestigious terms. This class of 2018 has politicians, star athletes, and writers hiding within its bounds, just waiting for their time to shine in the spotlight. When I had the honor of going to the Governor's Scholars Program this past summer, we listened to the words of Samuel Beckett, and his words fit perfectly into our situation now. He said, "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better." What we have done here, it isn't the end. It doesn't matter if we tried or not here in this school. All that we need to make sure is that we do our next chance better than this last. Tomorrow is a new day. The world's eyes will see us, naive to our pasts. And when we get the opportunity to make an impression of our very own, we can. When tomorrow comes, we'll have a new set of goals. We won't have to worry about the everyday struggles as a high schooler anymore. Tomorrow, we get the chance to think big. If we reach our goals, we can set new ones. If we do not fully reach those goals that we set out to accomplish, we just need to learn what we can in order to fail better. Lastly, I would like to give thanks to my family, my friends, my grandparents watching the live stream, this faculty here, and everyone else who helped bring this high school experience and allowing it to culminate into this very moment. Thank you.
As we approach the conferring of diplomas this morning, I want to say to this class that there is truly greatness among you. You are a special class, for you have been one of the strongest academic classes in the short history of Martha Lane Collins High School. You are a class of great personality, and you are a class full of potential. I want you to consider the work that has taken place over your high school careers. Our goal here was to ensure that each of you had a plan for tomorrow, a plan for the day after graduation, a plan for the future. To achieve this, the faculty and staff of this school have worked hard to live up to a very clear mission. The mission of Martha Lane Collins High School is to graduate every student, college and or career ready, through positive collaboration, systems of support, and a commitment to excellence for all. The fact that you have arrived at this moment today is proof positive that we have achieved this mission. Today you are graduating college and career ready. Today you are transitioning on to greater things. Today you stand on the precipice of executing your plan for tomorrow. Class of 2018, we thank you for being an example of what hard work, dedication, commitment, and focus can do. And it is with much love that we wish you much success on the journey ahead. Remember who you are and whose you are. Once a Titan, always a Titan. And we will always welcome you home. As we approach the seminal moment of your high school journey, I leave you with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and may rains fall soft upon your field. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And now, with the assistance of Dr. James Nyhoff, Board Chairperson Ms. Brenda Jackson, and other platform guests, I have jacked up the program. I will now ask our senior chorus members to approach the stage as they sing 2 selections, and then we will confer their diplomas. My apologies. I was rolling, but I was like, oh, I hit a rhythm.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? But oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home, they'll take you home, they'll take you home. Dum 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 on the ground. You will be found, so let the sun come streaming in. You'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. It's filling up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. You are not alone. 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 Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend that can carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in. You'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, you will be found.
And now, with the assistance of Dr. James Nyhoff, Board Chairperson Ms. Brenda Jackson, and other platform guests, we will confer diplomas to those students who have satisfactorily completed the coursework set forth by the faculty and staff of Martha Lane Collins High School. Ladies and gentlemen, out of respect to all graduates, the students have asked that you hold your applause until their last classmate's name has been called.
Layla Ann Aljabari,
Jalen Sidney Beach,
Alec Sebastian Anderson,
William Maxwell Beard,
Jason Scott Anderson,
Julia Hope Belcher,
Shelby Mackenzie Arnold,
Nicole Faith Belcher,
Kevin Arietta,
Braylon Lee Blair,
Cameron Gage Arvin,
Sean Michael Bonert,
Ali Avila,
Elizabeth Sophia Brooks,
Walker Matthew Ayers,
Kavon Dante Brown,
Dakota James Baldwin,
Lauren Peyton Brooke Brown,
Jared Richard Boxell,
Zachary Ty Budd,
Andrian Nicole Banks,
Caroline Lois Burkhart,
Kelly Nicole Baralt,
Michelle Teria Kabalitazan,
Louise Cantha,
Evan Michael Casper,
Emmeline Ceballos,
Stephanie Elizabeth Coward,
Carly Emma Lane Cecil,
Gavin Michael Craig,
Natalie Chaolgin,
Milan Antonique Craighead,
Blanca Chavez Lovato,
Lindsay Carol Key,
Hannah Lynn Cleary,
Jacob Taylor Crump,
Magdalene Cooper Cloyd,
Ariel Dawn Davis,
Faith Marie Cobb,
Leslie Della Rosa,
Macy Elizabeth Colbank,
Brant Allen Deckard,
Elena Grace Coleman,
Cody Jacob Decker,
Demetrius Darnell Kahn,
Jordan Trace Denhard Hunter,
Vincent Giovanni DeMercurio,
Diana Marie Dillon,
Sierra Delan Dissinger,
Juliana Marie Eldridge,
Peter Donovan Dominguez,
Kevin Esquivel Sanchez,
Faith Avalon Doyle,
Itzel Alejandra Estrada,
Luke Anthony Drury,
Rachel Elaine Everidge,
Nicholas Allen Eads,
Hunter Prescott Phelan,
Grant Alexander Early,
Jacob Wheeler Feltner,
Americo Lopez,
Benjamin Edward Ferguson,
Jordan Reed Eden,
Sandra Ruby Fernandez,
Charles Hamilton Eddington,
Elena May Fielding,
Elena Marie Edwards,
Keely Tia Fisher,
Zachary Allen Edwards,
Matthew Scott Fitzgerald,
Nicholas David Fort,
Devin Christian Henderson,
Alexandria Nicole French,
Emily Helen Goss,
Cameron Patrick French,
Jordan Robert Jackson,
Meredith Celeste Gaither,
Morgan Brianna Grantham,
Sadie Nicole Garner,
Blake Allen Gribbins,
Stephen Charles Gasson,
Jacob Tyler Griffin,
Braden Michael Glass,
Corey Reagan Hacker,
Bryce Allen Glass,
Landon Thomas Hammond,
Oswaldo Godinez,
Madeline Nyla Hansen,
Brian Daniel Gomez,
Anthony Tyler Harris,
Jacqueline Mackenzie Goodlett,
Chloe Elizabeth Hawkins,
Rachel Danielle Goodwin,
Haley Renee Hayden,
Thomas William Hendren,
Michaela Paige Hayden,
Grace Marie Hicks,
Micaiah Nicole Jackson, Asara Alexandria Geronimo,
Jake Thomas Higgett,
Tanya Paulina Juarez Quintero,
Maxwell Hinton,
Sabine Kawach,
Alexis Nicole Hickson,
Destiny Marie Kendall,
Cameron Lee Hoban,
Reagan Carly Kerr,
Jacqueline Ann Hood,
Nikos Donovan Klanakis,
Jewel Rayleigh Hope,
Elaine True Langley,
Austin Anthony Howard,
Kevin Reeder Lanham,
Ethan Thomas Howell,
Mary Calloway Liebus,
Jordan Alexis Hunter,
John Robert Lucas,
Maria De La Paz Infante,
Maggie Ray Morrow,
Cole Wade Lyles,
Jacob Grant Melton,
Lauren Elise Mackey,
Daniel Mendez Hernandez,
Brendan Michael Meharry,
Jared Samuel Myers,
Joseph Chance Marthaler,
Daisy Denise Mesa,
Samuel Patrick Martin,
Alicia Maria Menace,
Jose Martinez Avila,
Byron Jose Miranda Gutierrez,
Maria Lisbeth Mata,
Connor Scott Mitchell,
Abby Lynette Mattingly,
Leslie Alejandra Monteroso Linares,
Cameron Jeffrey Mattingly,
Sarah Catherine Montgomery,
Sarah Renee McDowell,
Mary Caitlin Moore,
Jacob Tyler McLemore,
Cynthia Jacqueline Marino,
Alexis Nicole McMahon,
Melissa Victoria Gramajo Palmer,
Matthew David Munsterman,
Joseph Alexander Payne,
Corey Jordan Murphy,
Barrett Mackenzie Penna,
Jonte Murphy,
Kyle Joseph Purdue,
Stuart Jackson Murphy,
Trevor Scott Pitts,
Traven Murphy,
Bethany Joella Perkins,
Sarah Virginia Nerdick,
Trevor Rayfield Perkins,
Logan Charles Knoll,
Jacob Evan Phillips,
Juan Antonio Nurcumbo,
Dolly Jade Porter,
Paige Elizabeth Oldham,
Alan Corby Powers,
Olivia Agnes Oles,
Tyler James Price.
Hunter Connor James O'Neill.
Seth Scott Pullen.
Jose Ross Pacheco.
Brittany Jade Roberts.
Courtney Taylor Purdom.
Shannon Elizabeth Robinson.
Elizabeth Ann Quinn.
Chandler Russell Romine.
Devon Razor.
Austin Scott Rubel.
Rhett Zane Razor.
Andrea Marie Sams.
Giselle Ramales.
Lucas Michael Sanchez.
Santos Isaac Ramales.
Bianca Isabel Salcedo.
Bryant Ramos.
Anthony Joseph Shiola.
Cassandra Michelle Reynolds.
Sydney Elizabeth Schweitzer.
Hannah Mackenzie Reed.
Charles William Schaefer.
Clayton Damon Ryan.
Bobby Eugene Shaver.
Miranda Brooke Ryan.
Veda Maria Short.
Arturo Reyes Avila.
Jackson Campbell Stewart.
Rodrigo Rivera Cruz.
Matthew Vincent Stoltz.
Michael Joseph Seamer.
Mario Antonio Stone.
Jetta Lee Sierakowski.
Sarah Lynn Stratton.
Chesta Marshall Slaughter.
Zachary Michael Stucker.
Christopher Lee Smith.
Savannah Ann Stroop.
Dalton Michael Smith.
Kyra Eden Tate.
Nyla Nicole Smith.
Billie Jean Elizabeth Tinnell.
Seeger Marie Smith.
James Edmund Terrell.
Tyler Leanne Sparks.
DeMonte Raquise Thomas.
Robert Peter Sproul.
Anna Noel Thompson.
Rebecca Avery Stafford.
Brittany Sierra Taylor.
Seth Cooper Staples.
Allison Lee Vogt.
Jacob Brian Thompson.
Eugene Robert Vows.
Caitlin Michelle Thompson.
Alexis Brooke Wade.
Kyle Logan Thompson.
Christopher Jacob Wofford.
Savannah Catherine Thompson.
Hope Annalee Waldridge.
Taylor Brooke Townsend.
Katharina Ann Workentine.
Elizabeth Paige Travis.
Mason Scott Warren.
Isabella Rianne Wells Trevino.
Bailey Emma Watson.
Luz Elena Valdespino Soto.
Caitlin Nicole Webb.
Magdalene Faye Vandevelde.
Megan Paige Webster.
Luis Angel Vasquez Nurcumbo.
Brittany Ann Wentworth.
Jessica Velasquez.
Zachary Taylor Wheeler.
Kurt Anthony Whalen.
Megan Elizabeth Woods.
Isaiah Torrey White.
Darius David Williams.
Stephen Aaron White.
Noah Daniel Schaus.
Victoria Brooke White.
Antrez Damon Williams.
Aaron James Wilder.
Nashawn Nasir Roseberry.
Alexis Nicole Williams.
William Riley Pumphrey.
Darius Rayshawn Williams.
Alyssa Taviana Erler.
Austin Douglas Collins. Austin Alexander Bowling.
The students have asked that when we are finished today, all guests please remain in the stands as we complete the graduation ceremony and allow the graduates to exit the building together one last time. Would the seniors please rise? Dr. Nyhoff, members of the Board of Education, platform guests, parents, family members, and friends, it is my pleasure to announce that the students before you have successfully achieved the academic standards established by the great Commonwealth of Kentucky and the Shelby County Board of Education and are declared life ready. Some have demonstrated readiness by meeting benchmarks, while others have demonstrated readiness through projects and life experiences. As with all graduating classes, the class of 2018 will go in different directions when they walk through these doors. Some have certifications and are ready to serve in the world of work. Others will serve our country in the military, while others will continue their education at a college or university. Above all else, this collection of outstanding young men and women has demonstrated the readiness skills necessary to be productive citizens and serve others. Class of 2018, you have made your mark in defining what it means to be a Titan by leaving a legacy of leadership, service, and academic success. Thank you for blazing a path of hard work, dedication, commitment, and success in which others can follow. I ask Board Chairperson Ms. Brenda Jackson to join me at the podium. Ms. Jackson, please know that this class understands that they graduate with the expectation of being productive citizens in whatever community they reside. Furthermore, they understand that they represent Martha Lane Collins High School and all of Shelby County in doing so. Having received a diploma today signifying them as a graduate, I deem them as such, a member of the Martha Lane Collins High School graduating class of 2018.
Seniors, your final act together will be a time-honored tradition. You entered today as students with your tassel on the right. And so, by the authority vested in me by the Kentucky Department of Education and the Shelby County Board of Education, I ask that you move your tassels from the right to the left. You are now graduates of Martha Lane Collins High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to proudly present to you the graduating class of Martha Lane Collins High School 2018.